Okay. Um, okay. I kind of want to I want to test my new um setup here because I got a new camera. I've had this for a while, but I just want to test to, I guess, make sure this is good. Okay. So I know this channel is like unscripted, but I do have like a few points that I kind of want to touch on, I guess, just because like I don't know, I want to remember what I want to say. But basically, hang on, let me collect my thoughts real quick. So, I guess first of all, as like a little update, I'm slowly feeling like there's more. Where's a pen? I'm slowly feeling like there's kind of more of like a sense of community. And I'm making really meaningful connections with people already. I don't know, like, okay, I don't know if anybody can like kind of relate to this as well, but I feel like making YouTube videos is kind of like you're on like a lonely road for sure. Like, especially like if you're super obsessed with it and like you are passionate and making videos to the degree that like I am, for example, or like really big creators are. I'm just gonna fucking turn this, bro, because I keep looking at myself, bro. It's like the little monitors there, and you guys are here. Um, yeah, so I feel like it's kind of a lonely road, and it was a lonely road for me for like a long time. Um, I think in my main video, like I said, oh, like I dropped out of university, and there were a few comments where like that's like a stupid idea, whatever. And like I get like where I guess some people are coming from when they make those comments, because it's like, yeah, obviously with zero context, like that makes a lot of sense. Like that dropping out of university to pursue YouTube, like that sounds kind of stupid. I get it. But for me, it was more of like I knew that I wanted to do this since I was like 13, 14 years old. And when I say that, like it wasn't like it was like this really strong feeling. It was kind of like this more like subtle in the background feeling, like kind of like it was kind of just like I always knew that I kind of wanted to do this. Like I just assumed like, oh, I just won't go to university because I'll just be making YouTube videos. Um, it was never like this loud confidence, I guess. It was kind of just more like this subtle trust almost. Fuck, I'm thirsty, bro. But yeah, like at university, I didn't really have a whole lot of like, I'd um, like two people that I told about the YouTube channel. That was it. I was living on a residence, so I was in basically like these dorms. I'd like in my own room, obviously. I didn't have a roommate, but just like basically this building like filled with a bunch of other people. And I remember like, I don't know, I talked a little bit about this in my previous video, and I don't want to like totally get into this. But like, I don't know. It's like when you're doing something different, when you're trying to like forge your own path almost, like people definitely question you. Like I'd get people that would kind of like, oh, like, why are you like, I don't know, like, why are you going to bed so early? Or like, why are you only eating meat for certain meals or whatever? Or like, why do you blah, blah, blah? Why do you this? Why do you that? Why don't you attend lectures? And it's like, whatever. Like, but I feel like at a certain point, it kind of like builds up. So I just really just had to get out of there because that was just like super negative energy. Um, so yeah, and this is kind of, and again, I'd have these like written down on this little like bullet point thing. Like it's not super scripted, but it's just the points that I want to make. Yeah, like it's kind of why I started this channel in the first place, which was to find and be around like-minded people that were super passionate about making videos like myself. And I feel like it's like slowly starting to actually work. Like I'm joining communities with more like-minded people, joining like Discord groups or like group chats. Like, not actually, I'm not really in any group chat, but like I'll have like people that I message and stuff like that. It's just really cool. Like, I feel like I want to get into the habit of like recording these videos. I couldn't record this video yesterday, but I want to get in the habit of like recording these videos as soon as they come to my mind. And I definitely felt a lot more in that mind space yesterday where I was like, holy shit, like this is kind of starting to all click into place. Like, it's kind of weird like describing it, I guess, but like it was just definitely, it just gave me a little bit of hope. Anyways, the second point is I'm slowly becoming more confident in my skills and ideas. So I definitely still feel like this kind of imposter syndrome, I guess. Like, every video that I make that kind of like does over 100K, I'll be like, that's weird. Like, I must have gotten lucky. But I don't know. I was actually talking to one of my friends and he said like I've briefly mentioned this on this channel, but basically, like, if you guys don't already know, this is my fourth YouTube channel that I've made. You can search it up right now. My first one is Green Fee. Let me see if I can pull it up on YouTube Studio. The first one is Green Fee. That was literally the first YouTube channel that I made. You can go back, and that's my oldest. It's this channel here. That's the oldest. I'm not sure. Let me see if that'll fucking focus. That is my oldest YouTube channel that I have. Then I did make one which is called Maderk, like Maderk. That one's basically has like no subscribers. I think it's in like one of the links in these. This is my second one, the kind of second major one that I made. It's called Fedek, Fedek. And then Maderk is like, I think on one of these pages, but it's just like in the related channels or like community section or something. Anyways, but yeah, like this is definitely not my first attempt. Like, I've been literally making videos since like 2019. And I guess like, I don't know, the best advice I could give is like, just start. Like, if you want to make videos, if you want to like, just don't even like think about it. Just start making videos. Unless you kind of like already know what you're doing, in which case, like, yeah, like obviously plan videos and stuff that makes sense. But if you don't know what you're doing, just start making videos. Yeah, like I'm getting a bit more confident in my skills, I guess, as I get lucky again and again and again. It's kind of just like, oh, like you could actually engineer luck, right? Like, there's ways to engineer virality. You know, you have the title, thumbnail, the packaging, you have the intro, you have the payoff, right? Like, and then also, yeah, I wrote down the way to get better is just by practicing, which again, I think I already went over. It's like, you know, right now I'm in a position where like if my next video bombs, and for me, like a video bombing would be like 30, 40, 50K views. Like, I'd be kind of pissed if a video, if that happened to one of my videos. But like, again, it's like, okay, even if that happens to one of my videos, like, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's kind of cool that a video got that. Like, when I first started out, I remember I was getting like 80 views, 60 views. And I got that for like 50, 60 videos in a row. I just uploaded 60 videos. And for every single one of them, like, I think it was at most like 100 views, 400, right? Like, so I'd be thrilled if I was like that kid again, getting 50K views. But now it's like, it's kind of almost like my expectations are a lot higher of myself. But yeah, like, even if that happens, it's like, whatever. Again, the way to get better is by practicing, right? And I just have to kind of like keep doing it over and over again. Yeah. I took like a week off after I uploaded the 100 Girls Gym video because honestly, I wish it was something like that I did that was important. Literally, it was just like self-destructive habits. Actually, okay, one thing here I wrote down. I made a contract with one of my friends about getting good sleep and getting a bedtime. This is like one thing. This is why I literally think it's so important to have such good friends. Like, literally, I'd rather have one really, really, really good friend than like 10, 20 friends that are kind of okay. Because the good friends in your life will see what you're doing and they'll hold you accountable. So this friend, for example, like we both kind of figured, yeah, we're getting really shitty sleep these last few days. So to combat that, we made a contract where basically I organize my sleep in like 3 levels, I guess like 3 tiers. So S tier is if I get like I literally track it with my Apple Watch. And it like has a direct correlation with my efficiency. Which is super important obviously if you're trying to start a YouTube channel. Let's look at this day here on Wednesday. Yeah. So anything, this is like 9 hours, 38 minutes, but anything like, so do you see how it says like time asleep? Your time in sleep is not the same. Oh, fuck. Your time asleep is not the same as your time in bed. So like 9 hours, 38 minutes. Ideally, S tier sleep for me would be anything over 9 hours and 9 hours and 15 minutes consistently. So if I'm doing that consistently, I'm fine with that. A tier is anything over 9 hours. So the last 2 days I got 8 hours, 59 minutes, 8 hours, 54 minutes. So basically like 9 hours average. Like, and then I think B tier was like 8:45 that I have. But yeah, like we made a basically like a sleep contract. I know that sounds weird, but basically the contract part comes into play. Basically where if I, so this is going to sound weird, but like basically if I get S tier sleep, which is an average of 9 hours and 15 minutes for the next 60 days, it's a 60-day contract, by the way. It's not like a legal contract or anything. We just like made a deal between each other. 9 hours and 15 minutes average for the next 60 days. Then I get $50 to spend on him. So I can spend $50 of my money and I'm going to like go to the mall, we'll buy something cool, get some like drip and shit. But if I get 9 hours average, then that's A tier. So it brings me down a tier. I only have $40 to spend on him. And then if it's 8:45 average, then it's B tier. So then I only have $30 to spend on him. So the incentive for me to get good sleep is I want to reward him and I want to get him the coolest outfit or like the coolest, I don't know what we'll buy. Like, I don't know if you can buy you can't get anything for like $50 nowadays, bro. But we'll find something. Basically, like the point is the contract isn't like for myself because it's really easy to screw yourself over, right? Like it's really easy to be like, oh, like tomorrow version of myself will deal with it. If you stay up late, it's like, oh, you're basically fucking the tomorrow version of yourself. But if you stay up late and it penalizes not you, your friend, if it penalizes your friend, that's not fair to him. So yeah, I'm basically like really trying to lock in my sleep because if I screw up on my sleep, he suffers, right? And it's kind of like, it's a little bit like not unfair, but it's just like, it's kind of like the idea of the one bad kid that acts up, the whole class gets punished, right? There's another contract that we have related to screen time where if I mess up once, so in the 60-day period, if I mess up one time, we're gonna have a steak dinner. If I mess up once, we both miss out on the steak dinner. And if he messes up once, we both miss out on the steak dinner. So if either of us messes up once, it ruins it for the other person. But that mental, basically the mental load of like knowing, oh, you know, if I screw up once, the other person loses out. That's enough to basically prevent yourself from messing up or to make yourself like you better fucking get good sleep, right? Because it's like if you don't, then the other person gets punished, which isn't fair to them, right? Basically tricks your mind into like doing it for the other person, and your mind's more likely to do something for the other person. And then yeah, like I guess deep work importance, like deep work is probably by far the highest ROI, highest leverage task I can do to like pump these out, right? Like to make good videos, because like essentially read the book Deep Work by Cal Newport, but it basically just talks about like there's all these processes that happen in your brain when you engage in deep work, And basically, if you don't already know what deep work is just like you're focused, like you're super in like a flow state. Like I'm not sure if you might have experienced this before, but it's basically like when you sit down and you're like super hyper concentrated and the time just flies by. Like you're super locked in for 45 minutes an hour. That's what deep work is, right? If you've ever like played a sport, or even like in some cases it's like a video game, like if you're playing a video game and the time just kind of like flies by, that's kind of like you're in a flow state. That's kind of what deep work is. Um, so I guess that's just like it's very high ROI leverage, like to kind of prioritize that task as like basically you want to choose like the highest leverage task that you have. So the most important thing, like not like the stupid stuff, like not like, oh, like I don't know, what's like a high leverage task? It would be like editing or like planning the video, right? That's like a high leverage task versus like changing the channel art, which is like not a very high leverage task. Anyways, and then I was also gonna say dopamine detox for me at least. Dopamine detox was by far the highest ROI tool that I've ever had in the history of my productivity. Basically, what that is just cutting out. Okay, what I strongly advise you do, like genuinely, if you want to take this advice to heart, which like you don't have to, and the majority of people aren't going to do that watching this video, but like I'd strongly suggest that you do this, like genuinely. Go to, it's called Andrew Huberman. He's a podcaster. He makes like health and science videos. Watch his full video. It's like 2 hours on dopamine. Basically, you can go to his channel and search by popular, and it's like one of like the top 8 popular videos. That's the specific one I'm referring to. But basically, it's just like once you watch that, you understand, oh, like this is actually how dopamine works. A lot of people online talk about like dopamine hits or like bad dopamine and good dopamine. Like that's kind of all BS. A lot of it more has to do with like basically, if you're not going to watch that, the TLDR is just like get off social media, stop watching TV, stop playing video games, like stop eating junk food, porn, that kind of thing. Other than that, like, I don't know. That's just like, it genuinely does just gives you more motivation and focus, like by far. And then the other one is like, don't compare yourself to others. Usually first, this is to like prevent yourself from being discouraged, but actually at a certain point, it prevents yourself from falling behind. Because when you start to compare yourself with others, like at first it's almost more like, you know, you're like, oh fuck, like everybody's so far ahead. But then at a certain point it almost flips and you're like, oh, well, everybody else is like taking it easy, or like, you know what I mean? Taking a day off and stuff. And it's like, oh, maybe I could just do what they're doing as well. It's like, don't do that. Like, honestly, if you know that you can like push harder, you can like, you can bring more out of yourself, then do that. Like, see how far you can go. Like, fucking everybody talks about like burnout and stuff. It's like, okay, maybe like take like know your limit, but like don't do it like a dumbass. But it's just like, if you know you can be pushing harder and you want to, it's like, do it, bro. Then the last thing I want to talk about is just the ether of ideas. I don't know like what to even call this, but there was a video on the website Creator Now. It's basically like an online community for people making videos. And there was an interview, or there was not an interview, it was like a course from Thomas from Yes Theory, the channel Yes Theory. And it was basically talking how like the universe has ideas that become ripe. So the universe will put out an idea and it becomes ripe, and then you can receive that idea. I don't know if that's like too woo-woo, but I'm not sure what my personal stance. Sorry, I'm like trying not to read this. I'm not sure what my personal stance on this is. Like, I guess I just don't have enough experience to really have an opinion. However, I did have a video idea, which was eating food off of Facebook Marketplace. And I literally saw in my YouTube feed the video was made like 5 days ago by somebody, which was super weird because I had the idea in my brain like 2 months ago, and I'm like, oh, never mind. That's not in my niche. I don't want to do that. And then somebody else did it. Here's a free one for you guys. Eating Temu food for 7 days. That's not an idea in my niche, so I can't do it. I don't want to do it. But also, it's really hard to order Temu food in Canada. But if somebody can do it and they want to do it, I guarantee you, if you make the packaging well, that's easily 100,000 views. Anyways. Yeah, rate the setup.